Hey everybody, SD here. So, actually got a couple things to talk about today. Yay! First and foremost, because I had completely forgotten about this particular item until I was trying to work today, and this occurred a few weeks ago. Um, it's kind of a sad moment for me. Okay, here goes. The Taco Bell down the road no longer serves chili cheese burritos. Yeah, I know. Basically, it was an off menu item. I mean, it wasn't listed on their menu anymore, and it hadn't been on the app for a really, really long time. When I had inquired about it at that time, I was told it was up to each individual store as to whether or not they wanted to continue to serve the chili cheese burrito, which, for anyone who had a Taco Bell that showed up in their lunchrooms in probably just high school. I don't imagine it being in elementary or middle school. But I don't know, I didn't go to those until, or at least a public version of those until I came here, you know, when we last moved. But yeah, the chili cheese burrito was iconic. It was one of the most grotesque looking items to eat. But yeah, so it looked like they were all phasing out, but my local one, the one up the road from where I work, had continued to make it. So it would boil down to I would order things using the app, I would go in to pick them up, and at the time I went in to pick them up, I'd put in an additional order for a couple of chili cheese burritos. There's a brief period of time where something in the packaging process did not agree with the chili cheese burrito, and its tortilla shell would adhere itself to the paper, and you'd wind up with like a chili cheese paper. Like, you'd go to unwrap it, and all the tortilla would come off onto the paper, and you'd be left with a big mass of chili cheese just kind of lopped out there. But yeah, so when I went in to try the habanero quesarito, and I think I talked about how you know happy, I guess, the manager, assistant manager, regular manager, I can never remember. She may have been promoted by now. I don't know. She's been there a while. She's a pretty good employee. She commented that I hadn't been in a while. But anyway, so I talked about that. I neglected to talk about the fact that I went to order a chili cheese burrito, and I was told by the cashier that they no longer made theirs. Yeah. So, one of my go-tos are now gone, too. I didn't think to ask because I was just so flabbergasted by the notion. I didn't think to ask my manager contact when exactly they canceled that, when they stopped serving them. So maybe I'll remember to ask that the next time I'm up there and I see her. I don't know. It's tough. Other things. Okay, so played Fable 2 yesterday, co-op with the sister, and it was funny. Not because of what we were doing, but because she had to play through the opening quest area, which is kind of long and tedious and really boring, and you can't skip any of the cutscenes or chat dialogue. Oh, excuse me. But as she's playing through, my nephew, who, mind you, is 4 years old, is explaining to her what's going to happen, what choices she should make if she doesn't want to be a bad character. Yeah. Yeah, 4. And he's an expert on Fable 2, apparently. I don't know. So, and my niece, who's 6, so a little older, wiser, and more knowledgeable in the ways of the world, has also played co-op with him in this game. So I was quizzing them as to how far they'd actually gotten, because I mean that opening sequence takes a while, and their parents are notorious for letting them play something but not actually making any saves. So yeah, she confirmed that they had only pretty much gotten through the opening quest line, and then maybe out of the gypsy village that you start in, or the traveler village, or whatever they are referred to in the Fable game, and then into the Hall of Heroes, or the Heroes Guild. But they hadn't made it much further than that. So it occurred to me that it might be hilarious to set them up where I record their game footage and then them actually playing it. Because the conversations the two of those kids have while they're playing games, oh, they're fantastic. I'm constantly amused. Of course, it could just be me. Meanwhile, back with the grown-ups, my sister has decided she doesn't like the game anymore. The controls are just too clunky. She's not used to back playing consoles. Like, she's not used to going back and playing old stuff. So, as she progresses in consoles, her expectations on what a good system is like also progresses. And then when she, the few times you attempt to make her take a back step, she's like, nope, this sucks, I don't want to play it anymore. So there'll be no co-op Fable 2 for the two of us. Yeah, that makes me sad. I might ask her if I can use her account to play through so that I can trade stuff to myself, just being a little sneaky like that. Because if I'm remembering correctly, and I haven't actually tried this out yet because I haven't played much of it myself. We went on and played Borderlands 2 after that. If I'm remembering correctly, the only way to have multiple saves in that game was if you had multiple save areas. Like if you saved on the cloud, and then if you saved on the hard drive, and then maybe if you had a USB stick or whatever. When you sourced those saves, that's how you had multiple save games. Otherwise, you just have the one game, and whenever you save over it, that's it. You're kind of SOL. And if that's the case, there's the problem with the 360 in that there is no, playing on the one, back combating to the 360, everything is on the cloud. So you don't have an option for multiple save drives. So if that is still the case, if I'm remembering that correctly, I'm going to have to start kicking in other accounts, either user IDs, so that I could have multiple saves. Because I don't want to play through the entire thing and then have to entirely erase that playthrough. Because, you know me. And then we played some Borderlands 2, which was about as hilarious as you would think. Not a whole lot. We ran around on foot a lot before we remembered, oh yeah, we have a car now. And we went back and got in the car, and man, I miss that car so much because, you got unlimited ammo, and, your health is pretty high, you just back off. We blew up the car. We totally got the car blown up because she got stuck, and we were trying to kill things, and they had gotten right on top of us, and she couldn't get off of them, so they're just wailing away the car, and we can't shoot them because they're, we're right on top of them, and they blew up the car. Yeah, and then we had to run back and get one. That was not fun. Anywho, we're coming up on 9 minutes. I got work to do. It's Wednesday. 2 more days of work. And then maybe, hopefully, I'll get some real gaming done this weekend. I don't know. Look, can we? Woo! What's funny for me is I'm watching that, and it's not doing anything for me. So you guys, I'm sorry about that. Oh, and yeah, I survived from yesterday's surprise video. Not a zombie yet. I know this screen kind of throws that off, but okay, I'm gonna go. Almost 10. Talk to you tomorrow. SD out. Bye.